It's cute.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Rentals Made Easy Tuesday live stream. Lizzie and I are over here just making jokes before we hop on, so always in a good mood. If you guys don't know me, my name is Jessie Lang. I help people buy 1 to 3 rentals per month on autopilot, and I am going to break down our most recent BRRRR deal. And I'm going to show you how I bought this property for $8,000. Okay, $8,000. $8,000.
8000.
8,000.
Hey, all right.
It's right around there. There's an exact number that we'll get to. And Lizzie here is our student success manager and my little sidekick and knows all about these projects. So we're gonna hop in. But as you guys know, this is super interactive. Please. I want to hear from you. Yeah, let me know in the comments where you're calling from. You're not calling. Where you're watching from. If you have any rentals already, if you want to do the BRRRR method, let me know. Let me know all that stuff. And then, oh, hello. We got a hi.
Hello.
Yeah. And I like I'm saying, if you have any questions as I go, if I'm saying something too fast, if you want me to slow down, let me know in the comments and I will make it happen. Indiana, nice. We got an Indiana. Liz, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Of course. As Jessie said, my name is Lizzie. I am the student success manager for not only Unlocked, but also our Rentals Made Easy mastermind that we run. So I really kind of help all of our students stay accountable, connect them with the right resources, whether that's hard private money lenders, resources all over the place. Always trying to brainstorm how to make everybody's lives better. And then I like to say that Jessie is the brains behind everything and I am literally everything else.
Yeah, so she makes it happen. Makes it happen. So we are going to talk about, like I said, the most recent deal that we have going on. It is in Columbus, Ohio. If you guys have been following me at all, you know that my portfolio is here in Central Ohio. A lot of our students are investing here, but also all across the Midwest and really all across the U.S. So this one is going to be in Columbus. And the way I like to start these, we got people in Ohio. Nice. The way I like to start these is I like to go through some before and after pictures. And I like to show you what we did. And then I want everyone to guess how much you think the renovation cost. Because estimating renovation is one of the honestly most key things that you can do as an investor. And so getting really good at that is important. I'm getting to my right screen. So I'm going to show you some befores and afters, and y'all are going to tell me how much you think this costs. And I'll go through, and I won't go through every single picture, but I'll go through some highlights of some.
Do the befores and afters show just how hoarded this particular property was?
This was a hoarder property. Lizzie walked with me at one point. We were doing some content out there.
I walked at mid project and it was hoarder level to me.
Yeah. This was a hoarder house, like scary dolls, this bathroom, all sorts of stuff.
80% of Jessie's now garden in her backyard.
Yeah, I got a lot of my garden junk from here. And that sounds bad, but it looks really cute at my house. Okay. Don't be telling my secrets, Lizzie. So this is pre clean out, or I'm sorry, this is post clean out. Yeah. This is once all the major stuff was done. I'm showing you these photos instead of the original ones because you can't see anything in the originals. This is going to be more effective for like what the property actually looked like. There was this really funky cutout here that we ended up turning into the washer dryer, but it had some like stonework. This is our kitchen. This house was really unique. It's only a 3-bed, 1-bath, but the garage has been converted to a very large additional space, as well as like this is the back dining room. So there's a front dining room and a back dining room. And then there's a large room off this space. Yeah, there was a lot of dolls here.
Somebody asked, what was the square footage on this one?
Ooh, square footage. So interesting story. This one was a little bit hard to comp because the garage conversion was permitted. So it was actually counted in the square footage on the auditor site. So we're at about 15. I'm not going to pull up my analysis yet because you'll see some numbers. But we were at about 1,550 square feet, and all the other comps were closer to 900 to 1,000.
Yeah, so this is a cool house.
Yeah, it's a really cool house. This is actually, I'm telling you, it's after it was cleaned out, which is
just, I believe you.
Yeah. So this is like a little patio type room. Okay, here we go. Here's some of the junk.
Oh gosh.
It was a lot. I'm just gonna kind of scroll through this. You see the clean out on this thing was significant.
Yeah, how many dumpsters?
It was 8 minimum.
Crazy.
8, yeah. 2 furnaces because the house had the addition. So that's kind of cool. And then I will pull up my scope of work so we can look at that. The hot water tank was newer. We actually didn't have to replace. And this, because the garage was converted, there was no garage, and there was like a bunch of these weird little sheds everywhere. So we always get pictures of the meter readings to transfer utilities. A lot of this front stuff was torn down, so this is like all opened up. Just, ooh, baby, you gotta crawl over some stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't walk back there. That was fun.
Yeah.
She tried to make me, but we didn't.
So here is like just a general, this one kind of sums it up, right? This is your befores. I want to show you our afters. So this is our after, same kitchen.
That's actually crazy.
Isn't that crazy? This was already opened up, but we just kind of made it a little more like formally opened up. It had like a bunch of
shelving.
Yeah, like weird shelves and stuff. So it's kind of an open concept a little bit. There's tons of counter space. People look at counter space. We did not change the layout of this kitchen one bit. So when you think the HGTV trap, you think you have to do all this big stuff. And I mean, this is obviously a big transformation, but we didn't change the layout. All the mechanicals stayed where they were. So as far as plumbing and gas for your appliances, this is that back room that was filled with the dolls. This sliding door takes you out to the little sunroom patio thing. And this takes you to the big converted garage. This was already here, and we just painted it. We put a new countertop on it.
Love that for you.
Yeah, it was already there.
This is so good.
Cute. I know Lizzie hasn't seen the afters.
I haven't.
You guys, we painted the paneling. And everyone thinks that I would have to re-drywall this whole house. You don't. Look how cute it is.
Would that be different for a flip, you think? Like, would you paint for a flip? Or
in this price range, I would not. I would not redo the drywall. I would paint it. The caveat is the paneling was in good condition. We replaced a couple panels that had the same stripes, but they were different colors. And then because we're painting it. So this is the converted garage. It is a huge room. It has its own HVAC, lighting. You know what? Didn't even know that there was a window there because there's so much junk. So that looks really good. There were some built-ins there. This is one of the bedrooms. We painted the red.
Look how cute the outside looks.
I know. And this is with melted snow also. So it doesn't it look cute?
Looks so cute. I love the color.
Yeah, we got rid of all the red. So this is
it. Even showed exterior pictures for the before, so nobody knows the red.
Yeah.
It was barn red.
I guess. Okay.
It looks great.
We could have done a little bit better job on the landscaping before pictures, to be honest. If I could do these again, I would probably redo that and get rid of that trash can. But this isn't going to help. I mean, our property's not going to get rented because of this. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is where we are.
Looks so good.
On the before and after. So I want to hear you guys in the comments. How much do you think this renovation costs? And while you do that, I'm going to pull up our scope of work where I'm going to tell you the answers.
When did you buy it?
We bought it in June.
And when was it done?
It was done about 75 days later.
Okay.
Are you cheating? Lizzie, tell them while I pull the scope up, tell them how you're cheating.
Well, as one of Jesse's students, as somebody who uses the same team that Jesse uses, I know the typical scope is we budget $1,000 per day. So however many days that the project goes, it's $1,000 a day. So if it's a $30,000 project, it's 30 days. So I'm guessing $75K in reno because it was 75-day project.
Okay, let me add a wrench to the plan.
Oof.
I'm going to tell you a mistake that we made on this one, that I gave an approval to my GC. It was not clear. It was not a clear approval. I see how it was unclear after the fact. And at the time, I got an email from our GC 2 weeks later that said, hey, so is this approved? And I was like, I'm sorry, what? You guys aren't like working on this? So we had a 2-week delay built into that 75 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 60K, 61, because 75 minus 14.
Y'all, wherever y'all are investing, come to me, come and bring your GCs to me, because these are some fantastic pricing. That if I could get this done for 20K, I will respectfully say not close. We were at about $57,000 on this one.
Okay.
That is all labor, all materials. And like I said, I am pulling up the scope itself. So let me.
You also, if I remember correctly, did some bigger ticket items, like you moved the washer and dryer.
Correct. Yeah, we moved the washer and dryer.
And this is on a slab, if I remember correctly, which makes it more expensive.
Yep. So let me open this. It does. Yeah. So we had to. Here we go. Can you see this screen?
Not yet.
Okay. Give me 1 minute.
Ooh, Mount Clemens, Michigan.
Share something else. Okay. You guys see this?
Yes, ma'am.
So we had some change orders. We had a good amount of change orders. We had some termites that we had to rebuild. We, like I said, replaced some vents. I'd say big ticket items was the termites. Everything else was pretty small. We had 2 extra dumpsters. Jeez. They can only estimate as close as they can get on the dumpsters. When you have a hoarder house, it's really hard to estimate. We added a dishwasher. So I guess we changed it a little bit in that way. Yeah, we had some termites in the kitchen as well. So there was a decent, we painted the exterior, which wasn't the original plan. There was a decent amount of change orders on this one. The original scope was, oh yeah, right there. Actually right there. So if you are getting a quote from your contractor that is not itemized to this level, you need a new contractor. Period. This is a requirement. And so we'll go down. You can see we did the kitchen, we did granite, shoe mold throughout, and it's broken out by room. So it's $57,500 was our final estimate here. Final bill.
I think for everything you did, that's pretty good.
Do what?
For everything you did, I think that's really good.
Oh my gosh, the befores and afters is like night and day difference. It's really, really good. Oh, we also did all new windows. I guess I maybe missed that when we did all new windows throughout the property, new sliding glass door. So there was a good amount that went into it. So does GC put up the money for supplies up front, or do we have to do that and approve? Our GC does all labor and all materials, and we pay one lump sum at the end of the project.
So good.
Yeah. So I don't even have a bill until the project is 100% complete, which is pretty crazy. Okay. Can you all see this? We're back. So I want to go over where I found this deal, what the numbers look like, all that. Can you guys see my calculator?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So this one is in zip code Columbus, Ohio, zip code 43223. And it is no garage, lots of sheds on a slab. This is a fun story how I got this. We got a student brought me this deal as a deal that they were looking at for themselves at $150,000 was the asking price from the someone saying Zoom would be cool. So from the wholesaler they were working with, they were asking $150,000. That contract, the numbers were way off. Okay. That contract never sold. It fell out of contract with that wholesaler. A week or so goes by. I get a direct to seller. I have a website. And then someone filled out a web form and said, hey, I'm looking to sell this house. I recognize the address because I had already analyzed it for a student. I, of course, talked to the seller. I reached out to my student very first. I said, hey, you guys get first right of, you get first right on this deal. So if you want it, she ended up passing. So I was working with this seller. His original contract price with the other wholesaler was $140K. I already knew that was never going to work. I ran all my numbers. Our offer was $105,000.
Good for you.
If you guys are scared to make the offer, don't be. This seller just 7 days before thought they were walking away with $140K. We closed on this for $105,000. Okay. Don't be afraid to make the offer if that's one takeaway. When I underwrote my numbers, I knew this would be worth about 220, 230. I underwrote at originally 225. I've made some updates, but 225, I underwrote at 60K. If you're not doing a quick analysis as part of your kind of deal underwriting process and you're just jumping straight to a full analysis, you're wasting so much time. You don't need to do a full analysis for everything. So we teach quick Mayo to determine, is it worth, more of my time? Mm-hmm. For me, the answer on this was yes, that it told me I could offer 112. I ended up offering 105. So
you still created a win for them.
Yeah. Oh, they got rid of, it was a grandma's hoarder house he inherited. He wanted nothing to do with all the dolls and, he just wanted the cash. So it was a win-win.
So many good dolls.
There were a lot of dolls. Okay. So this is our project summary, but I want to give you the full breakdown. So bought it for 105. I got 100% financing on the purchase and on the renovation from my private money lender. This is a lender that I use all the time. And I borrowed 100 combined. So I borrowed 105 to close and I borrowed 70 for the renovation. There's always change orders. So we buffer and I always go a little bit higher. I'd rather have the money than not have the money. I had about $3K in closing costs. I'm paying my private money lender 12% monthly. It comes to 1% a month. So I paid him $1,750 every month. And as long as I had this money, fund the gap, which is your down payment. There is no gap. I raised 100% of the money. I actually over raised the money a little bit. So there was no money down. It actually appraised for 232. So I underwrote about 220, 225. It appraised for 232. So that's always good news. Just, you want the highest appraisal. You don't always have to take that amount, but it's nice to have it. I have a 30-year note at 6.25%. I added up my title and my closing costs combined is about $5,800. That's pretty on par for a property of this price point. Mm-hmm. I paid 1 point to close it. And then seasoning and DSCR, these are kind of in depth. It's not something we're going to go into today, but if you're underwriting BRRRR deals and you don't understand DSCR limitations, you are shooting yourself in the foot because there are some stipulations on that DSCR that can really throttle down how much you're able to borrow. And it can put you in a bad situation if the rent's not high enough to support that mortgage. Right. So Sandra's asking, can we share the Mayo? This calculator is for our Rentals Made Easy students. So not necessarily this one, but we do have a quick 5-minute analysis calculator. So if any of you guys are watching this and you want the 5-minute analysis, let me know. And Lizzie and
text this number.
Yeah. Text the number. You got to put it on the screen. Lizzie will put it on the screen, text that number and we'll send you it over. Even if you're watching the replay later, you can text us anytime. We'll send that over. Okay, so rent. This actually rented for $1,675. Insurance is $87 and taxes are $204. I did skip the renovation, but I just put in the lump sum because I already showed you the itemized quote. So itemized quote. these dates here, whatever tool you're using to underwrite, you have to have your dates because that's how long you have the money, right? From the day I purchase it to the day I refinance it, that's how long I'm paying my lender. And you have to know those dates for your financing costs. So we bought it 6:30. Like I said, there was a delay. And then we got it rented. We were marketing it for a while. We got it rented 11/1, refinanced just last week. And let me show you how this kind of panned out. Cash needed to close, $3,000. All I paid was my closing costs. The rest of it was all paid for by my lender.
Good for you.
So I got into this deal with $3K. Okay. Like I told you, I'm paying $1,750 a month to my lender. I paid him over this time frame $9,000, basically $9,000, which for him is fantastic.
Yeah.
He
did nothing. He didn't do anything.
He literally did nothing. And as I paid this back, he's like, Jesse, when's the next deal? I'm like, okay, cool, let's do it. So I keep his money going and he keeps my deals going. It is symbiotic. It's a win-win. I get students all the time. It's like, well, I don't want to ask for money. You are not asking for money. You are providing an opportunity. Where else can you make $9,000 in 5 months and doing nothing?
Literally nothing.
Nothing. And it's one of my best lenders. Has 3 of my deals out right now.
Yeah, because that's more than you would make in a 401k, in an IRA, and
hands down.
Savings, yeah.
If he's watching this, I'm going to tell him rates have come down. I'm about to renegotiate our interest rate, but he doesn't know that yet. So next deal, it's coming down. I'm not paying 12% anymore. But even if it doesn't work out, that's fine. So let's keep going. My monthly carrying costs, in addition to the interest I was paying, I also had some taxes, insurance, some utility costs. My total renovation costs with holding and with repairs was about $60K. So right at my original estimate. I needed a negative $1,000, $1,200 in order to fund all of my holding cost.
Meaning you were over $1,200.
Because remember, I over borrowed on this one a little bit. I needed probably $165. I borrowed $175. So I had even the payments I was making him, even this $9,000, it wasn't my own money because he lent me the money to pay back to him.
Perfect.
Yeah. So I didn't even pay. I mean, I had, even all things said and done, I had more money for this project than I needed. Okay. I was all rent ready for $167,786. This is between purchase, closing. Yeah, I'm closing twice. I'm financing twice. I have renovation costs. I have holding costs. I have, it's everything, every single thing. If you guys are using a tool and you don't know your total rent ready cost, find yourself a new tool. That is a very, very important number. So you will see, I can't go too far into it, but I'm not throttled by my DSCR. This number, if this was less than 174, then that would mean that my rent is not high enough to borrow 75% loan to value. If I sound like I'm speaking in a different language, you need to join Rentals Made Easy because this stuff is critical that you understand. I said I wasn't going to get into it, but I am. I'm going to get into it because it's so important. Right now, I have about $8,800 in this deal after all is said and done. Like I told you, I bought this property for $8,000, $8,800. Okay. I bought this property for $8,800. If for some reason my rent was low and I couldn't borrow, say that I could only borrow $150. I now have $32,000 in this deal. DSCR can change this by tens of thousands of dollars if your rent is not enough to support your mortgage. Very important that you understand this, okay? So I'm not throttled by DSCR. My normal loan to value is the throttle. That's what it usually is. Y'all let me know in the comments, is this clicking or is this a totally different language? I want to hear from you. I want to know kind of who I'm talking to so I can tailor this conversation, right? So I bought this deal for $8,800. Lizzie, would you buy this deal for $8,800?
I think that's the one big mindset shift that you helped me with for a long time is like I was like, but BRRRR, I want to leave no money in. And then to sit down and have you look me in the face and be like, but you buy your personal house for 20% and you like leave that money down. Like, would you buy a nice cash flowing asset for less than $9,000? Like, yes, literally anybody would.
All day, every day, all day, every day. And if you don't have $9,000, okay, I mean, I get it. Go flip one, make 30, 40 on it, and come buy 4 of these, right? One flip could get you 4 rentals, maybe 3, let's say 3 to be safe. Can get you 3 rentals, okay? And then not only did I buy this for $9,000, I forced $49,000 in value by renovating the property up to kind of the ARV standard. I have $58,000 in equity in this single property. How many of these would you need to change your life? $58,000 in equity. That's on day one. Let's look at, I want to come back to cash flow. Let's look at our long-term projections. So day one, 58K, year 5. Y'all, you can blink your eyes and it's been 5 years. COVID was 5 years ago.
I was just going to say that. I was like, we were all wearing masks 5 years ago.
We were all locked down in masks 5 years ago. Blink your eyes. It's now 115K in equity. Okay. Maybe blink a couple more times and a couple more years pass. And we are at, if you hold this thing for 20 years, $300,000 in equity. That's not including your cash flow. This is life-changing wealth. You do this 10 times, hold it for, let's say, 10 years. That's almost $2 million in equity. That is paying for your children's college. That is, you can't buy college with equity, but there's creative ways that you pull that money out. That is real money. That is real money. And 10 times, I mean, we're at 70.
You're doing fine.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not doing fine today. That's dramatic. I am doing fine, but this is 10 years from now money. This isn't today money. That's what I want you to understand. Like, everyone's like, I'm going to get in real estate and buy a Lamborghini. It's like, no, you're going to get in real estate and pay for your dream home and your kids' college years from now, right? That's what we're doing. So let's go back to the cash flow. I'm going to tell you, even at 1675 on day one, it's not that sexy. Our interest rate was 6.25 on this. We pull out for repairs. We pull out for vacancies. Not super sexy. $145 a month. Okay. $313 if you are including the true
reserves.
Yeah. Like if you put reserves back in there, $313 a month. Now you see down here on my calculations, even at an increase of 3% year over year, that number it increases. So even after 5 years, we're at $300. So it doubles. And again, not super sexy. And, but it's very, very possible because this is scalable. And I want to answer some questions in the comments. Let me see.
I actually have one that I feel like I kind of want to call out.
Yeah, go for it.
This is a mindset shift to me. Some people talking about your lenders and they're like, oh, you have unicorn lenders, people who are super special. One thing I'll say that I love about Jessie is she's like the least spoiled person. And I've known a lot of people who will say like, well, yeah, because she comes from a rich family or she comes from whatever. Like, tell them about how you met this particular lender.
He was a seller from a property. We bought 10 condos on 100% seller finance. This man called me on a PPC lead a long time ago. And Adam, if you're watching this, I love you. He was manic. I was about to hang up on him. I was like, who is this crazy person who I'm talking to? Turns out to be one of my best business relationships I've ever created. And honestly, for both of us. And it was because I bought condos from him. These are not unicorn lenders. That same story, I have raised money from 12 people. in the exact same way. He just happens to have the most money out of any of them, but I could go to a variety of different lenders. I could go into my community today and find people with the exact same deal. It is not a unicorn. This is possible. People with money often don't show it. I would say, I don't know the stat, but old money versus new, I bet there's more old money in the world that are willing to do these sort of investments than there is new flashy money. And you don't even know.
All you did was ask him a question. All you did was say, hey, what are you doing with the proceeds?
Yep. I said, what are you doing with the proceeds from the sale? And he was like, oh, I don't really know. And I was like, hey, let's talk. I've done that twice. I've raised, if I count raising the same, I raised 400K from John and from Adam. I mean, we've done 24 deals together at this point, probably. So millions I've raised from him. Yeah, totally possible. I love this. Yeah, lenders are the easiest to find. 100%, 100%. Even if I had bought this with hard money, it still would have come out. Maybe I had 12K in the deal instead of 8, but still would have been possible. Okay, what else do we have? How do you find hard money? Yeah. So hard money lenders, that is something that you can find on a lot of the local Facebook groups. You can find on inside of our community. We'll share our exact tried and true lenders with you, but there's a bunch of good ones out there. We actually have some lender referrals that, Lizzie, should we share that?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Anthony, I put earlier that phone number. If you text this phone number and just say like, hey, it's Anthony, can you send me the lenders? I'll shoot you over some. Depending on where you're investing, we can help you out for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, text that number, say you want the lenders, we'll share that. But yeah, y'all, this is the same deal I do over and over and over. I say that it's so scalable because I'll flip a couple and I'll go and buy some more rentals. Oh my God, I'm dying.
Well, we love you and we'll miss you.
Well, that's my cue. We're fading here. How do I find good GCs? You got to ask around. You have to ask your network. If you don't know other people using general contractors, you got to get in the right rooms. Period, flat out. There's Facebook groups. There's a bunch of free meetups. Steve, I know you're in Columbus, so there's Coin, there's CORE, there's Columbus Investor Club, I think is a new one. They're everywhere. So go talk to them.
The one hint that Jesse will always tell people is if you ask who's a good GC, always go to who people are pointing to, not who's raising their hand.
Yeah. Who's ever raising their own hand. I mean, I'll have a conversation with you. Like, I'll talk to you and see if you know what you're doing. But when the same person is referred over and over and over, that is a really good sign to me. So, well, very cool, y'all. If you are like, Jesse, what the heck is Rentals Made Easy? And how do I get this like amazing calculator? Text that number. We'll put it back. It's 614-368-7391. Go ahead and text us. We can get you on a call with the team and kind of let you know what it's all about. But it's a fantastic community. And we've had a lot of awesome people join recently. So it's a great place to get support while you scale. I am in Mexico next week. So we are doing an Ask Me Anything. And then the week after that is the holidays. And then we have a very special live stream for you the last week of the year. And until then, if you need anything, just let us know. See ya.
Thanks, guys. See ya.